So this is necessary because you're going to vote next month, and then you have to know what you're calling into your reality. You have to know what you are allowing, whether something would continue or whether something will change is all going to be decided when you go to vote at the polls. And I wonder whether you understand what this means. So the last caller, well, the previous one says, well, he told the officer who was abusing him, physically abusing him, or physically assaulting him, that, well, the car belongs to a general. And then they let him go. And then the other caller is saying, well, they harass anybody except you're in uniform. And then it seems as though it's one thing to be poor. It's something else to be powerless. I think it is far more costly to be a Nigerian and be powerless. And so you must understand the social psychology of the force as one arm of your Nigerian reality. And if this is this way, then who says anything can be better?
In as much as they have the gun in them, the next person that is not on uniform is as nothing to say anything about. So if they want to do anything about the policemen, I think is to reorientate them, let them have a mentality to, like Abraham Lincoln said, he said to one of his the son teacher, he said, teach my child that he is not bigger than anybody, and nobody is bigger than him. Until police come to this understanding that in as much as they put on the uniform with a gun, they are no bigger than any other Nigeria citizen, they will not change.
When you say going to the polls looks like an alternative to changing the system, then it's still as bad as asking the same question of who trains the police. Because the institution, the foundation is bad. Like going to the polls every 4 years is like renewing the same system that has put us where we are. I think we need to ask a better question of what to do. Are we supposed to continue like this? Going to the polls, the institution has been very, very bad. The present government used the mantra of change, which everybody grabbed with a very glaring ray of hope that really changes will come. Then what we are seeing became worse than what we imagined. The thing is, the mentality of colonialism has been the trend that has been ravaging us, both from the leadership and from the institution. The place we are talking about is the residual leftover of what the colonial masters used to oppress the oppressed. So it is just like the institution that has given birth to what we are suffering that will also continue to give what it has. Just like any other person has given a slice of an experience. I remember when I was in Aba, you can imagine there was a bus that was stationed at Asa Road. It was the driver was shouting, "Umongase, Umongase, Umongase." People who felt they were very late to going home were rushing into the bus until when the person who was shouting "Umongase, Umongase" finished shouting, everybody, the bus was full. Do you know what happened, Joyce?
I'm listening.
Are you with me?
Yeah, I am. Go ahead.
The bus drove straight to the police station. It drove straight to the police station, the CPS Aba. It offloaded all those so-called passengers that were heading to Mongase, and they were all locked up. Everybody used money to bail out himself for not doing anything. So you can imagine that kind of system. And it continues. The trend continues on different notes. So the thing is...
Pardon me. Isn't it tired to suggest that the way we reinforce arrogance and humiliation and abuse and rob citizens, innocent citizens, is a function or a byproduct of colonialism? Isn't that tired? Isn't that saying that we're so powerless that they might as well enslave us once again?
Yes, it's like saying we are powerless because we decided to allow the system to gag us.
Okay,
to make
hold
us
on.
lose,
Let me
lose
ask
our
you,
voice.
because you said something earlier. You're like, so what should we do? If we say training, the question is, what is the mindset of the people who train the men of the force? Because it seems as though there's a certain level of accountability, good judgment, and justice that must be like the bedrock of any institution. And so if we say train them, how does training fix this problem? Because this is deeper than just training. This is something else. The officer who shot the lawyer has been in service 33 years. So this is a mentality.
So the mentality is we and them, just like somebody differently, succinctly put it. The mentality is me, we, and them. They don't see us as part of them. So they always see us as the oppressed. They always see themselves as people who are tools in the hands of the oppressors. So the colonial masters use them to achieve their aim. Now the institution which you quote unquote say will give them the training is the same institution which has put us where we are, that we are like confined in a particular part of the world, that we are so defenseless that we can't do anything. So there's a saying in Igbo that says the stream is polluted from the source. So who is training who? Until the rotten tooth is pulled out, the mouth shall never chew without a caution. So our problem is we need to do something.
Yeah, so what do we do? Because that was my final question to you. So what do we do? I
think ethnic nationalities should come together and discuss the way forward. It's not about election. We need something better than election that will define the way forward, because this is a country is not run the way ours is being run.
All right.